strategy should stay clear of. And that is the idea of having public intervention in the marketplace where it's undue or unjust, or where it would distort competition, or even in the long term perhaps undermine the long-term competitivity of the sector. There is a notion of, for instance, on support of mobilisation of wood, and here we need to take care, because it depends on what the public has for a role here, and where there is a market dimension that could be. And the public probably has a responsibility to ensure enabling factors to have a competitive sector, but it can't go beyond that point. Okay. And no detailed rules, because again, being mindful of the EU or the Swedish overarching position on competence division. And then finally also to have budget discipline. This is also in line with the fact that we will have to discuss the multi-annual financial framework for EU post-2014. The Green Paper. I won't linger too much on this. It's actually already 2 years old. And when Commission brought it forward, they wanted to have a discussion on how we adapt our forest ecosystems, etc., in the light of climate change. And we're very positive to have that discussion because it is very important. However, what we can see now as a viable track is the current work that's being done under the SFC. Sweden participates at the expert level here in the group, and the group is looking at where there is EU information needs and how this data could be harmonized to achieve a more comparable set of data. Of course, I think Fredrik mentioned it will also come at costs. So there is a way of finding how this could be. And our point of departure, of course, is have to look where we already have reporting obligations through EU secondary legislation or through our international commitments, the conventions, etc., and to build on this in order to achieve cost-effective solutions. Their report will also look into whether there will be possible policy options, and they range, as they often do, from having a building on the multilateral approach, or if to have the voluntary even, or to have a legislative act put forward. So we will see what comes out of that. But our viewpoints are there already. So now turning to the pan-European level. I think Jonas from SNF this morning asked, how is LBA to be understood? Isn't LBA Forest Europe transformed? But the fact of the matter is that Forest Europe is two things, so to say now. It has its classical cooperation, intergovernmental cooperation, between countries